right. Good morning. Oh, come on. You can do better than that. Good morning.
Oh,
all right. Happy Sunday. Andrew requested it. It is a Sunday morning. We are here. Oh, my gosh. We are here to do some bounty hunt. We're going to talk some Star Wars. We're going to get you all ready for the next show on Disney Plus. Before that, we got a brand new intro for you. Let us hit that for the first time. Wes, punch it. That was it. Yes. Oh, Ryan, our graphic designer, immediate shout out for that intro. But welcome everyone to Bounty Hunt, a Utini Network podcast where we hunt down all the extra content in the Star Wars universe. I am your host, Eric Eilerson, and joining me on this week's hunt is Dr. Corey Helton, Dr. Charles Henkel, and Wes Jenkins.
I'm awake. I'm awake. Holy smokes. Can't even share the names.
All right. It's video for the first time. Corey, what's up, man?
I'm good.
Welcome
I'm
to
good.
Bounty Hunt.
Yeah, glad to be back on Utini Podcast Network projects again after a month of hell in the pediatric hospital. You know, it wasn't fun, guys, but I'm alive. I'm asleep still, but I'm alive.
Well, that's good. You're alive. Oh, the other person that's alive is Dr. Charles Henkel. Hey, dude.
Can confirm. I am also alive, and I'm here. And I rewatched the Bad Batch arc this morning with a cup of coffee, and it was great.
That sounds amazing. Almost as amazing as the glorious luminescent face of Wes Jenkins, who's also here.
Good morning, everyone. I also watched the Bad Batch arc this morning and got a good bit of a refresher. Saw some things that I may have skipped over the first watch, or second watch, actually. This is probably my third or fourth. But ready to talk about it, ready to recap and speculate. Let's do it.
Well, good, because everyone, our mark for this week's Bounty Hunt is the Bad Batch recap. Now, if you are new to Bounty Hunt, that makes sense, because this, until now, has been behind our Patreon paywall. We thank all of our patrons for their support of everything we do at Utini and on the Utini Network. But recently, we had a survey, and we asked our patrons, hey, you know, if we move some of our shows out from behind the paywall, would that be okay? You know, we want to make sure you're getting a value. We want to make sure that you're feeling supported. And 100% of them said, yeah, no, it's cool. That's fine. So we decided for Bounty Hunt, which is our recap of all the Disney Plus shows and extra Star Wars content, that is now going to be on YouTube live on the weekends. Now, because this is an extra show, it's not always going to be consistent on time. Today, it's a Sunday morning at 11 Eastern. Next weekend, it might be Saturday, it might be Sunday. We'll keep everyone posted in our Discord, on Twitter, and everything. But these shows will remain on YouTube, where we recap the show, we talk about what we liked about it, all that kind of stuff. But for this episode specifically, we are looking ahead at Tuesday's premiere of The Bad Batch on Disney Plus. We're going to briefly recap what happened in season 7 when we met The Bad Batch for the first time. We'll talk about what we liked about that arc. We'll talk about the characters. Then we'll show some of the art that's been released, talk about what we think is going to happen in the show coming up this week and things like that. Whew, but to start off, I'm going to have a sip of my coffee in my now discontinued, like, backwards aqua green off-centered Utini mug from back in the day. Remember these?
Those are good.
Oh, they were great.
Right, this is Bounty Hunt. If you're watching this, you probably watched The Living Force, so you've seen Coda before. So I'm going to show off my mug too. It says Avocoda, and it's Coda with an avocado on it.
I love that. That is hilarious.
Great.
Oh my gosh. I love that. And I also love everyone in the chat. I want to say hi to for joining us on this Sunday morning. We got some folks like Camilla, one of our international listeners who has never been able to hang out with us live because of time, is here. Hello. We hope everyone's doing well. We hope you all have your calf. And without further ado, let's go over really quick what happened in season 7 of the Clone Wars. In the beginning of the season, we met the Bad Batch, which included Hunter, Tech, Crosshair, and Wrecker, as they joined one of our favorites, Captain Rex, and Anakin Skywalker on a mission. On the planet Anaxis, the evil spider bastard Admiral Trench was countering all of Captain Rex's battle plans for some reason. So they grabbed Clone Force 99, the Bad Batch, a bunch of clones with some kind of augmented abilities, to go infiltrate a base where they discovered there was a signal broadcasting Echo's number. That's right, Echo, who died at the Citadel, did he not? Well, that remained to be seen until the next episode, where the crew went to Skeko Minor, another planet, and they found a Techno-Union facility that housed Echo hooked up to an organic type of computer, going through algorithms. That's how they got all the clones' battle plans. The Bad Batch then had a bunch of action movie greatness, slaughtering droids, going up towers, doing all kinds of amazing things to rescue Echo, destroy the droids, blow up all the Techno-Union ships, kill Admiral Trench, and they brought Echo home. But once they got home, Echo realized he couldn't go back to being a normal clone trooper. Couldn't go back to being a reg, as Crosshair would say. So he realized his true place is with the Bad Batch. So all that happened. Then the rest of season 7 happened with a little thing called the Siege of Mandalore. Ever heard of it? And then we got the announcement that the Bad Batch was getting its very own show on Disney Plus. So, gentlemen, to start off, when the Bad Batch arc first happened, we had a bounty hunt show. Oh yeah, Corey went to go make another cup of coffee. We can call that out. Bounty hunt's a little more freewheeling. I'm
back. And so is Bad Batch, baby.
Hey, who did it?
Oh, I didn't get that message.
Oh man.
Oh man. So for those of you that may have not been in our Patreon when we last did our Bad Batch recaps, you don't know what we thought about the original episodes. Guys, what did you think about the Bad Batch when it first premiered?
Sucks.
How'd we like it?
Oh my god.
Just kidding. I thought it was real strong. Like, I mean, it felt new and different. It felt weird. Like, I guess an interesting question would be like, do you guys think that they were already planning on doing a whole show about Bad Batch, or like, no?
Ooh.
That's a good question, because like, I don't know if they were waiting on some kind of fan reaction for it, but the very end seemed like they had an idea of what they were going to do with it.
Yeah.
Whether it was going to be another series or they were going to be involved in something else that was going on.
Well, because remember, there was the Bad Batch, like, what do you call them? Like, just the graphics before they knew they were going to make these
the
episodes,
pre-rendered,
right?
like, people talked about this for, like, Filoni released it years ago.
Exactly. So, like, these were around for a long time. So I think it was at least something that had been considered before these episodes actually got to us.
Yeah, and even just, like, pure production-wise, I mean, the Clone Wars, it's been fun, all my time hops for the last couple of weeks. Like every Friday, like you see my reactions to the Clone Wars last year, because it's only a year ago these episodes got released. And just the pure technical, like, time it takes to make animation of this style. Like, this season's going to be 14 episodes. Like, they couldn't have made all that in less than a year waiting for fan reaction.
Yeah, I don't know the timing of that sort of thing. So, like, I know that the fan reaction was enormous for this arc. So, like, I don't know if that's why they did it, or if it was already planned before or what. But
yeah, you can tell that it was huge, because you know what happened? We got
Pops.
one whole Funko Pop.
Yep.
Is that Wrecker?
Wrecker.
It's Wrecker, who I love. But Black Series is like, oh, you want every character you've ever thought of? That sounds amazing. And Funko's like, here, take it and shut up.
No, but to answer your question though about like what my thoughts were whenever this first came out, because as rewatching it this morning kind of brought a lot of those thoughts back. I remember being blown away that somehow, even between season 6 and season 7 of the Clone Wars, how much better the animation got.
Yeah.
And like how much there is really incredible cinematography for just like, you know, people say, oh, it's just an animated TV show. No, but this show in particular, and these episodes in particular, I think for the first time they were using those long tracking shots. Like there weren't a lot of cuts, like they would follow the action. There would be like uncut things for 30 to 60 seconds. It was just incredible. So the action is great. The cinematography is great. It really blew me away.
Yeah. Go ahead, Wes.
It was almost like a live cameraman was following one of those like gimbal cameras that move that don't actually like show any kind of shake to the camera. And I noticed that on many of the shots that were going through. I was like,
someone was wearing a GoPro.
Yeah.
huge step from even season 6 that we saw not too recently.
Dave Filoni was like, it was like in Spy Kids 3D when they go in the game. That's what Filoni did, and then he took a video camera and was like, "I can do it. I can show what the clones look like." But,
my god!
It was that moment when they were infiltrating like the base or something, and they go in the door, and that was the moment I realized, because the camera just goes, and each clone kind of goes in the frame and does their signature move, and it takes them all the way to Rex finding Echo's signal. Like, I mean, I completely agree. I thought it was amazing. The animation style, the fight choreography of each clone, like literally they're like, here's our Rambo clone. Here's our like Destructor tough clone. Like the first time they kill the droids where they take on a platoon by themselves, like it really just added a whole new layer to what an action movie Clone Wars can be.
Yeah, they really, something I think I said back in the day when we were first talking about like this season in general, is they didn't cut like any corners in the development of the show. Like you can see that in the early seasons of the Clone Wars, like they would, it would be a lot of kind of the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was that your dog? Just take the light.
Yeah.
Bounty hunt. It's live.
Sorry.
He had an itchy belly, and he just decided to start itching.
I see the lights like flying around, and what's the shot? I'm like, what the hell is happening? Anyway, yes, they didn't cut any corners at all, because like in the early show they reused a lot of stuff. Like there was a lot of just the droids, right? And like those shots and stuff. But for this, they designed new droids. Like they like had to do all the new sound for those and everything, right? So like it was not an easy thing to develop, because almost every episode is full of stuff that's just totally new. We've never seen anything like it before. So I thought it was I don't know if I really noticed a whole lot again this rewatch, but like I definitely appreciate how far the animation came in the show, and I'm really excited that we're getting more of this animation. And how fantastic is that for an animation department to be able to do that? Because like they're not having to reinvent the wheel when it comes to creating the animation style again, which is awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't know anything about the business of how it works, but as far as I can tell from all the originals we've seen so far, Disney Plus seems to give them a blank check and is like, make the show you want. Oh, is it cost as much as a movie? We don't care.
Yeah.
Like it is like Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision and Clone Wars and Mandalorian have like all been on such a high production quality level.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so exciting they're going to keep going through. And what I would, I love your dog, Wes. He's such a good boy. What I want to do next is we've been getting these awesome character posters, which I love that we're living in an age where Star Wars is like posters, all the characters, every show. So we're going to go character by character and again, reintroduce some of y'all to some of these characters, talk about what makes them unique, what we liked about them, what's kind of cool about them. So you can maybe if you didn't grab your coffee this morning and watch 2 hours of Star Wars, we can catch up for Tuesday morning. So let's hit our first character poster, if you will. I don't even know what the order is because I don't run OBS. We got Crosshair. This guy, if you can't tell by the everything about him, is the moody sniper of the bunch. In Clone Wars Season 7, he got in a lot of fights with Rex because Crosshair has a disdain for regs or regular clones, right, that aren't Clone Batch 99. He had some awesome action moments, like when he put all the like magnetic bouncing discs in hallways and would use single sniper shots to take out entire platoons. How did Crosshair rank in your guys' love for Clone Force 99?
He's one of my favorites. I think he might be my favorite, actually.
Dang.
Really?
Yeah. I really like him. And looking at this poster too, I'm noticing a lot of like stuff that I didn't notice before. Like he's got a skull on his right shoulder, and what is it on the left shoulder? Can you tell? It's kind of hard to see.
I think it's just a 99.
Yeah, there's their 99 number.
It looks like a little symbol or something above it, kind of though. I don't know.
Sure.
It's like a fork looking thing. I don't know.
Yeah, they're
Maybe
all
he
very
likes to
weathered,
eat.
You know? That's gotta be it.
It's a barbecue fork.
Trident of Poseidon?
Yes.
He the first question that I had about him, I think, is where does he keep getting these toothpicks? Because he always has a toothpick.
Right?
Have we ever seen like a toothpick in Star Wars before Crosshair?
I don't think so.
Because he tossed one at Rex in the beginning.
So much disrespect.
And then
so much disrespect.
The next scene had another one in his mouth. Ready to rock.
Yeah.
Was it the same one? That's gross. We don't know.
It can't be a toothpick though, because it's calf. It's a refresher. What's the Star Wars word for toothpick?
Tooth spear.
A spear. His mouth spears.
It's a light pick.
A light pick. Over the chat, B Nasty made a good point. The coolest thing was when he did that one shot and it killed all the droids in the hallway. Completely agreed. That was like when I think of Bad Batch action, that's one that I really hit.
And then Wrecker was pissed because he killed more of the droids than he did.
Yeah, the wrecking ball maneuver, which is again, I love that they really leaned into giving them all their hero moments. And Crosshair got so many awesome, memorable ones. Blind Fate says there's a toothpick dispenser in his helmet. Wouldn't that be great? Like he uses his tongue to like hit a button and it goes.
No, it's one of those. It's one of those stupid spinny ones that are at like the Mexican restaurant.
Oh, I hate those.
It's like I can't get it out.
One doesn't come out and then 5 come out.
Exactly.
He was like, Crosshair, we gotta go. Hold on, the thing is stuck again. Oh my God, did Corey's camera go
Oh
out?
wow, I've never seen that
for
happen
the
before.
first time?
Lost Corey.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Crosshair. Let's go on to our next member of Clone Force 99, who we want to love.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This guy. Okay, so this is Tech. Tech is near and dear spot to my heart as a lifelong. I'm a nerd, guys, and I host a Star Wars podcast. But like as the bookish guy when I was young, I love his design with his like translator that he has on his visor. How he's always like calculating, but still like really intense. He still shoots guys with pistols. I think this is one of the most unique designs in a force of unique characters. I think he might be the most special as far as design goes for me.
I'm waiting for Hasbro to come out with that replica helmet where if someone is speaking a different language to me, it comes up. But it comes up in basic, so I still don't know what they're saying. So I have to kind of learn what basic is, learn the alphabet of basic, so I can know what they say.
I'm not a helmet collector, but oh my God, now I'm thinking about looking at that on a shelf. Oh
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, they might have to pair with Google or something just to get that technology together. But I'd drop a couple $100 for that.
Oh yeah, and
for
even
sure.
if they don't, some guy on YouTube in a week will have hacked it with like, I put a Babelfish in a thing, and all I did was in my spare time put an LED screen, and like it'll all be there at Celebration.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you guys like Tech, other than his amazing helmet that's going to cost me a lot of money in the future?
Fan. Oh, speaking of Celebration, I bet there will be Bad Batch cosplayers walking around in clone armor.
100%.
Yeah.
A full
Dude,
okay,
we should do that. 4 of us.
Oh my God.
We need to tell Freddie, like, Freddie, we're going to be shipping boxes to your house. All right. You can open them. I don't care. You can play with our toys, but we can't take these on the plane.
Here's my initial idea. I'm Tech because I have glasses. Corey, you're Hunter because you will go Rambo on people that try to break into your house.
Yeah, you have a
Charles, you're Crosshair because you're tall. And Wes, you're Wrecker because you're from Texas. I think this all works.
Take it.
Oh yeah, I didn't get to talk about my package thief.
Oh yeah, you want to do it for the main show, or you want to do it bounty hunt?
Oh, let's do it bounty hunt, man. Whatever. Yeah. So I had a porch pirate last week, guys, in broad daylight. Freaking
on video.
10 o'clock in the morning. This dude just jumps out of his car, sprints to my porch, grabs a package, and sprints back to his car. It was ridiculous. And I have like 1,000 cameras outside. It's ridiculous. So anyway, I got the police are all involved, and a detective called me, and it's on their Facebook page now, and they're looking for the guy and stuff. It's funny. It's stupid, and I already got the package replaced, but whatever. Anyway, obviously I don't like having packages stolen, so I bought 2 more cameras and I put them on my mailbox facing both directions on the road. So now I will get tag numbers. Enhance.
So you got more cameras to see more people take your stuff. You didn't actually
exactly. I didn't do anything useful.
Anything to deter them from taking your package.
Now you can see them steal your stuff in 1440p.
That's
like
right.
A bear trap, or a net gun.
Yes.
It just goes off like a certain time.
Electrified net gun. Yeah, I'll modify one of those like bug zapper fly swatters to like fall from the ceiling.
My parents have hot wires across their fence to keep the horses from leaving. So you should
you could do that.
You should hot wire everything around your house.
Yeah, I'll put a gate on my front porch where like the packages go, and like I'll set it up so you have to step on certain stones in a certain order, like walking up to the porch like to open it. There
Indiana Jones.
That's right.
Put that on the delivery instructions. See now, for those of you that may have remembered our iJedi Patreon event, you may know when Corey's southern side really comes out from time to time. And I want to see like you with an electric net gun in your underwear being like, get back here, and just like shooting them all. Incredible.
Oh man, you laugh, but I definitely did run downstairs in my underwear when I saw that guy on my camera, but he was like already driving down the road.
So that's Tech.
Yeah, Tech.
Very excited. Oh, maybe my favorite. Who's next? Who knows where else we'll go? What we got?
We have let's see here.
So we got Crosshair, we got Tech, we got Hunter. Rambo the clone. Just straight up love him. He is the
real.
Oh yeah, I guess we can talk about Tech's like skills. He's obviously really good with technology, as the name conveys, but he's like the tactical planner of the squad. Hunter is he's got a giant, like he's got a vibro knife. He's an excellent leader, and he can sense like electrical currents. That was his big thing in season 7. If you don't remember that, he could sense where the signals were coming from. That's how like got to find Echo and things like that. That's how he can tell where droids are. He's a tracker. A really good de facto leader. He's got probably the most straightforward helmet design there, which we haven't even talked about the armor designs that much. I freaking love the red and black armor so intensely. And you're so right, Corey. Celebration cosplays are going to be incredible. I feel like a lot of people talk about the other clones, and Hunter sometimes doesn't get thought of because he's like the leader. He's the Erica Quell of the squad. But how do you guys like Hunter?
Big fan.
Yeah.
He's my favorite one, actually.
He's
Nice.
definitely the leader.
There we go.
He's definitely the leader. And obvious Rambo vibes just because he also has a knife. Come on.
Yeah, it's the knife, the headband,
Perfect Rambo. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I just thought of something too. If we were ever to figure out like really crazy mutations like X-Men mutants in the human race, cloning millions and millions of people would probably be the way we would do it. Like,
You're not wrong. Just
I was-
averages.
I was just thinking when you were talking about his sensing electrical currents, I was like, I don't know if that's like super plausible. Like, you know, a mutation that allows you to like sense electrical currents. But I'm like, I mean, if we were to like to isolate the mutations of millions of people, maybe it is plausible. I don't know.
Yeah, like because it's what, like millions of clones for decades. And it's like at some point.
So you know, like the other clones have distinct like skills and I guess what are they, mutations that they're with. So, but he has something that's kind of on par with like Wolverine minus the adamantium skeleton.
Yeah.
Like what is it like? What is even Wolverine's his like mutation? And it's he can heal better and then he can smell things, right? And so that's kind of on par with Wolverine, but he's also the leader.
Yeah.
So,
Big fan.
you know,
And he's a good leader too. Like if you haven't watched season 7 in a bit, one of the things I noticed in this rewatch was how well Hunter accepts all the abilities of his soldiers. Like they all have free reign, but they all respect him. And he's the one that talks to Rex. He talks to Cody. Like he's like, all right, guys, shut up, stop fighting, let's move, but not in a way that like diminishes any of them. And I think that honestly, he's just written as a really freaking good leader.
yeah,
I love
Very
it.
similar to Rex and to Cody. He personality wise, he's a lot of the other characters in Bad Batch are, at least from the 4 episodes in season 7 of Clone Wars, they're a little bit like one-dimensional in their personality, and I think that's going to change with the TV show, right? Like Wrecker's the meathead, like Tech is the nerd, Crosshair is the cynic, and Hunter is he's basically their Captain Rex.
Yeah. Well, because the Bad Batch in season 7, like the season was really isolated, and obviously the 3 arcs were for each of the individual characters for the most part. And this was actually Rex's story with him and Echo. The Bad Batch were the vehicle with which they told it, but Rex was still the center point, which again, massive love for my boy Captain Rex. But now, like you said, they will now be the main characters, able to evolve a little more, which I really love. So that is 3 of them. 3 or 4 of them?
We have one more. We have one more.
We have one more?
Yeah.
We got one more picture. We got 2 more to talk about. We got our boy Echo, the newest member of the Bad Batch, Mr. like flathead screwdriver hand himself.
Flathead screwdriver.
That's what it is. I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
True.
That's all
is
they are.
Dude,
This is
that last shot of him saluting with this screwdriver hand
yeah.
is burned into my head.
It's beautiful. It made me really weepy.
So this is the first time we've seen him in armor, right? In
Yep,
his,
and the
his
helmet,
outfit
yep.
and his helmet. And I
It's
have to
so
say,
cool.
I have to
Yeah,
say,
his
the helmet
helmet's
is
a lot
badass. Helmet is
Helmet's
super
amazing.
badass. But tell me how that's gonna fit on his head.
Magic. Corey, it's the Force. The Force will help.
There is no way that's gonna fit over his little ear thingies. Look how wide his head is.
He actually looks like Lobot, doesn't he?
Yes, he
does
does.
a little.
He does. You can't wear a helmet with that thing. Oh, maybe it's cut out. Maybe he slides his helmet like from the face.
Ooh,
That
that's a
would
good
be
point.
cool.
I mean, or
But
it's
I'm-
flexible on the side.
It's
Yeah,
flexible.
it's elastic. Well, because we didn't really get
It's
a whole
dry
lot of
fit.
like, because we got Echo obviously in his in original arcs where he was a clone trooper and an ARC trooper, which is incredible. Like he had amazing skills, and then we thought he died, and then the whole Bad Batch arc, he's helping when he can, and he's like hacking at the end, which is really cool. But we don't really see him in full action mode. So I'm wondering like how is his trauma going to be working in this? How is he like recovered? And like, what is he gonna actually be doing? What is his personality now? And he might be the most exciting one for me going
Yeah.
into this series.
He's
I mean,
gonna
he's-
be Inspector Gadget.
I was gonna say he's gonna be like R2D2 of the group. Like he's always gonna be plugging into the ports and
Yep.
spinning
Well,
the
I
little
do
spin
think-
thingies.
I do think that he
Running and screaming.
in some ways him and Tech's jobs kind of overlap, I feel like a little bit, right? Like,
Yeah.
they can kind of fulfill a lot of probably the same
Yeah.
responsibility.
I remember when they first like I think it was the end of season 3 when they're like it's gonna be like old times, Echo. He's like, yeah, old times. And then we started speculating like, oh, he's still part of the Techno Union. He's gonna
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
all this stuff. And
Oh,
when
we were-
when I rewatched it, I was like, don't even see it.
Yeah,
Don't even see it now that it's
We
already
were
happened.
reaching.
How
I
many?
think someone
How
brought up
many?
the fact that his eyes
were yellow.
Oh yeah. He's a Sith. That's what it means in Star Wars.
He also has 7 screws in his head.
I know.
but,
Yeah.
Yeah. no,
How many of those shots do you think we're gonna get where he plugs into the port and it shows the little spinny things? You know, that's so classic to Star Wars. How many times do you think we're gonna see that?
Every episode.
Oh,
We got
man.
yeah. I'm very excited for Echo. I don't think we're gonna focus too much on his like PTSD, but I think it'll definitely come up for sure, especially when we get to the Order 66 of it all. 'Cause, I mean,
Yeah.
that's which we'll get to in a second. But then, of course, one character poster they haven't revealed yet because it is Sunday. They're going to reveal this on Monday with the show happening Tuesday. Is Wrecker I mean, you gotta love him. He's the wrecking ball. He's the I'm gonna press gonk droids with one hand and eat turkey legs in space, and
Yeah.
he's great. He's Wrecker.
Yeah, and he's afraid of heights, so cut him some slack, you know.
Oh yeah,
Like
classic.
an elephant.
Classic.
Yeah, and he cries when he gets to blow up the ship. He's like, it's so beautiful. Like, I think he's gonna keep being the comic relief, but I think we'll get like a couple episodes where we really get an emotional stint from Wrecker. What do you think? Like, I think we'll get a little introspection.
I think we're gonna see him have an interesting relationship with the kid that's in the Bad Batch show, right? Because we know there's a kid, and I feel like he's the giant, scary guy with like, I don't know. He's the one that would scare the kid. I feel like the most, but I feel like we're gonna actually see them have a nice relationship and show a softer side of Wrecker.
Oh my God. Hold on. Chad is telling me 40 minutes ago, as we went live, they posted the Wrecker poster on Twitter.
Oh,
Really?
nice.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Great. Yeah, pull it up.
On the Star Wars Twitter, I assume.
Yep. So while Corey's getting that, Camilla brings up a great question that is going to segue us into the next part of this, which is, do the Bad Batch troopers have the inhibitor chip, or is Order 66 going to be different? And this has to be how the series starts, right? I mean, if you watch the trailer, the main trailer, here's our Wrecker poster. Yeah! Wrecker!
Yeah, let me make it a little bigger so we can see
There
his
you
head.
go.
Oh
There we
yes, he lost an eye. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, he's got the one blind eye. Got the great thing. Thanks, chat. Thanks
Yeah,
for letting us know.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank
nice.
you.
Nice. See, now his
Yeah.
helmet will fit on his head. Come on.
It looks
I
like
like
they
his
could
helmet.
switch helmets. His looks a little too big.
Yeah.
Echo, give me your helmet. Wrecker, you can't keep switching helmets. Oh, but this is so cool. There you go. That's the first
I really
episode.
I really love the scene where he picks up the freaking gunship and like throws it. Like that was incredible.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't he say like boom as it blows
Yes,
up? Behind him?
boom!
Like that?
As he's walking away with him over his
Yes,
shoulder.
it's hilarious.
He's
amazing.
he's not getting Cody out of there. He's getting the ship.
Out of there. It's
Cool.
amazing.
It's funny.
Yeah. Love Wrecker.
Nice little surprise. Appreciate that, chat.
Yeah, thanks, y'all. And to Camilo's point though, we're gonna have to, like, obviously season 7 of the Clone Wars ends with Order 66 happening. Brings us into Revenge of the Sith. It's very sad. Do you guys think that the mutations of Clone Troop 99 have anything to do with their having inhibitor chips or not? I mean, I would assume they do, but obviously they can't be wanting to kill Jedi as heroes of this show. And as the trailer showed, Tarkin is like the big bad of this show. We assume that is like, you got to eliminate them. So they're on the run for some reason. How do you think that's going to play out?
I would say they have,
responsibly.
yeah, I would say they have them in there. They have to have, because if they didn't have them in there, that would kind of sway their whole, like the core of what the clones are, right? But they've been trying to have this set of clones, the Clone Batch 99, different from all the other clones with their snarky ass comments.
Mhm.
Everything is a snarky comment. They have their own specialized skills.
Yeah.
And
who do they work for? That was like a whole thing.
Yeah, who do they work for?
Like, who do you answer to? They were like, I don't know, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like,
We don't
all
like to
right.
talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Who tells you where to go, and why do you even follow the order then?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's
I don't think they do. I don't think they do have inhibitor chips. That's my take.
Well, so here's another question though: is we saw really all of the clones killing like the Jedi who led them, right? But I mean, they don't have one of those. So
right,
are they gonna? Would they then just wander around looking for Jedi in general, or was there any sort of specificity to it? Like,
or maybe like Tech
is this Jedi.
Maybe like Tech is so smart, he like immediately figures out that this is weird, that they're suddenly like obsessed with killing Jedi, and they like do a brain scan or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Or Echo. I mean, Echo's probably got screwed up when he got plugged into the Techno Union. You know,
I
think
that would be a good way to do it.
He got like shocked like crazy. Remember in the Bad Batch arc, like that could even have short circuited that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works. Ooh, Blindface brings up a good point. What if their chips work, but after Order 66, they snap out of it? So it's like a time release, because we don't really like, are clones searching for Jedi now until they die, or is it like a time release of it only works for a bit?
You know, this might be a good point to talk about the two posters really quick, Eric.
Yes,
because
let's do that.
we did get this poster, which is just kind of a combination of the character, or at least the character posters, right? But the one I really want to talk about is the other poster, because this one has got a lot of really cool stuff on it that like is worth talking about. Like, the Emperor is in here, man. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. This is just, it screams Order 66 vibes to me. So I'm excited.
Like, I think, and it's interesting too, because Rex is with them in the trailer in some part, and Rex, as we know, got his chip taken out in season 7, so he knows what's going on. There's also a possibility that, you know, he tracks them down because he's like, maybe they're fine. But of course, the most important thing on this poster, I think we would all agree, is the kid. So this kid shows up in the trailer, has like a light bow that is very Night Sister reminiscent, but is like gonna be essentially. Why not? Thank you, Wes.
I couldn't. That
was beautiful.
I'm sorry.
But I'm interested because this kid is clearly going to be like the Grogu of Bad Batch. Like, they found that the formula works when there is a young innocent amongst these like murderous heroes, right? So what do you think? Is this kid? Some are saying that this kid's another like de-aged clone, maybe?
Ooh,
or are they just a regular kid?
It is a female, isn't it? It's a girl. Isn't
I think so.
Okay, I think
so, but I'm not sure.
That's a good question. Because we've never never seen like female clones. Like, that actually would be an interesting thing that can happen in medicine, in the embryologic process. Like, that does.
Sure.
You can, like, that's how gender is made. Actually, things get turned off and turned on. Or I guess I should say that's how biological sex is made, not how gender is made. But you can tell that she has like she's got this like red and black on her arms. I looked really closely.
Yeah.
I kind of thought it might be like the armor of the guy behind her shining through, but no, it's actually on her arm. So is she like part of the Bad Batch in some weird way? Like that would be cool.
mean, I'm all for them getting a kid that has a light bulb being like, let's go.
Yeah.
And B Nasty makes a great point. I forgot I read this as well. I was hoping it's the Night Sister from Dave Filoni's wife's story in Clone Wars Stories of Light and Dark, which I have right next to me.
Yeah.
The final story did have a young kid in it.
Yeah.
And that would be really freaking cool. I think, regardless of who she is, I'm sure we'll find out the origins. She's clearly going to be with them throughout. I think that's fun. I think you're right, Corey. Palpatine being literally on top, like in classic Star Wars poster fashion.
There's a bunch of like, oh, that's like the Order 66 Palpatine.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
it
hologram.
is. Yes, that's the hologram. Yeah, totally. There's a bunch of other small stuff in this poster that like I really want to know about. Like, what the hell is that thing in the top right? That
Is that a Star
ship?
Destroyer?
I don't know. That ship thing?
I don't know either.
It's like a
I've never seen
weird
those lights.
so.
It's like a weird lights thing. I don't know. I've never seen that before. I don't know what that is. Like, there's a planet back there. I don't know what that is. Maybe Geonosis? So, like, there's a moon off of that. I don't know what that is.
The
Yeah, a lot
ship
of
on the
fire. A lot of fire going on.
the ship in the top left is the Havoc Marauder. I believe is the name of their ship. I'm on the look right now. Is an Omicron class attack shuttle that served as the personal starship of the Bad Batch.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
In the
Crash
bottom
lands all the time.
The bottom
Also-
right, I'm not really sure what that is in the bottom right. It kind of looks like it'd be some sort of gun.
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
know.
could be.
I'm like looking really close. I can't tell what it is. There's like somebody walking off in the distance behind it, maybe like I don't know, like Tatooine vibes, like kind of happening back there. And then on the bottom left, there's like an explosion. It looks like somebody is standing in front of the explosion. So maybe all this means nothing, but like I don't know. It's fun to like speculate based on what they release in posters, because often after the fact you find out that these things meant something. So
Yeah, and it's interesting too because there's stuff in the trailer that's not in the poster as well. Like Fennec Shand was revealed that she's going to be a big part of it. Saw Gerrera is, I think legally, Saw Gerrera now has to be in every piece of Star Wars media that comes out. So
Yes.
he's back. There's just going to be so much, and like we said at the top of the show, I looked at IMDb. This is a 14 episode season. Like this isn't 6 episodes. It's not a short arc.
wow.
We're starting on May the 4th, this Tuesday, with a 70-minute episode of a movie, essentially.
Is that
then
episode
there's-
1 or is it multiple episodes?
Episode 1 only.
Holy
That is
smokes.
1. And then on Friday, we get episode 2, which I assume is going to go back to like the 23-minute Clone Wars lengths. And then there's 12 more.
Wow.
Like this is the whole thing.
And they're doing it weekly, just like they have all the other shows. Nice.
Yep.
12
Which
weeks,
is-
man. That's going to be a lot.
It's a lot. And I mean, it'll go into Loki time. So they'll have like a Marvel show and a Star Wars show running simultaneously.
Man, how am I going to
Like-
build my camper trailer?
It's going to be crazy, right? You have to get up early, do what we used to do and watch
Install
Bad
the
Batch.
TV first
Yeah.
into the trailer.
Get the
and
electric
then start
going.
working on it.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, there's so much going, and because I'm going to forget at the end of the show, just so you all know, this Bounty Hunt show will be every weekend. We're not doing multiple shows this week. We are already doing our regular Living Force Monday show. We're doing our Patreon event Tuesday night, where we'll watch the first episode of the Bad Batch with our patrons. So we hope to see you all there. But we will not be doing a separate Bounty Hunt show for the first and second episodes. We'll combine those into next weekend's slightly longer show. So just a heads up on what to expect from us, because come on. It's a lot.
Come
It's a lot.
on.
Come on. Star Wars. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But we don't speculate a ton on this, but I want to ask you guys, just if you had to distill one thing out of all the stuff we talked about, all the characters, all the new characters, everything on the poster, the trailer, what are you most excited for about the first couple episodes of the Bad Batch?
Order
Not that
66. Order 66, man. Always. I love Clone Wars Order 66 stuff. Like, that was by far my favorite part of the Jedi Fallen Order game. I absolutely loved that stuff. It happens in books. There's several books when it happens, like in the what's the Republic Commando series? Is that what it's called? Yeah, the back when Order 66 happens in that series is phenomenal. I love that stuff, man. I love seeing them snap, and then like some of them want to resist, like Cody, right? Like they want to resist, and it's like, what the heck is happening?
And Rex with like the little tear when you think you can't kill Ahsoka. It's like, oh,
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's gonna be amazing.
How soon does that happen? How soon do you think the Order 66 part happens?
Episode 1.
I think it's happening.
Episode
I
think
that's why it's 70
so
minutes. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. They gotta do the whole thing. It's gotta introduce it. They gotta get through it, and then they gotta resolve it. So then episode 2, I think, starts the actual Bad Batch show when they're on the run. That's my prediction.
You know what I'm interested in seeing with all of that though is Tarkin. I'm interested to get a good amount of time with Tarkin and to see him, to see him really be the big bad. That's I hope that he is in this show. And you know what we could, I guess, potentially see, depending on how far forward this goes. Remember, Bad Batch worked alongside Anakin in the Clone Wars season 7. I wonder if we do see any early Vader. We could see some of the first days of Vader in this show.
That would be cool. Vader in a Clone Wars animation style. That would be fun. I guess we did see it at the end of season 7, though, didn't we? I forgot about that.
For that little frame. I mean,
they already animated him. It'd be easy to do. Well,
and then in the Bad Batch arc, when he cut off, what'd you call him, Eric? The super bad Spider-Man?
Trench,
cut off his arms. And he said that... he's like, I don't have those weaknesses.
God, I love you, Anakin.
Kill. I don't have those weaknesses.
I also think there's a distinct possibility. This is getting way further in the series. They fully animated in Clone Wars style Dryden Voss, so I don't think they did that for a hologram. You know, I think that's a possibility.
I forgot they did that. That would be interesting.
But I'm with you though. Order 66. I love that horrid moment, horrible emotional torment. Let's be clear. But I love stories around that. I think it's such a great catalyst for storytelling. I'm really interested to see how they handle it with those clones, just to know finally, like, because they're gonna escape it. We know that. So just to know kind of how that happens, to get that story started. And I'm really just excited to see the animation again. Like I love The Mandalorian. I've watched some season 2 again recently. It's really fun. But season 7 Clone Wars animation is just so freaking mind-blowing and game changing and how good it is. I can't wait to get those camera angles back, you know?
Yeah. Hot take, I hope Ahsoka's not in it. Like, I hope we don't have any...
Oh, I agree.
I hope we don't have any big tie-in stuff. I think her story was so conclusively beautiful in the last season of Clone Wars. Like, I hope they don't do that. That's like low-hanging fruit, I feel like, at this point, because everybody wants Ahsoka to show up in everything. But, like, I kind of hope that they leave her alone, I guess. Like, don't muddy the water any more than it already has been. So, like... Yeah. That would be good, but you know, I'm all for seeing cameos of other folks and stuff in here.
Yeah,
it'd be great.
Maybe we get the order to hunt young Jedi or young Force sensitive children towards the end, and then Grogu fucking shows up in episode 14.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Child.
Anyway, although I could see maybe Cal Kestis showing up. There could be something with that.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Timelines are crazy. Everyone's gonna show up. I'm sure we'll see it confirmed by Screen Rant that everyone and their sister is gonna be on this show, and then no one will show up.
That's right.
They could mention Thrawn.
Yeah, that could be mentioned. Yeah. I mean, we will say, as far as if you're new to Bounty Hunt, going forward, we never get angry when characters don't show up. If this whole show is only what we've seen in the trailers as far as characters,
that's
great.
Fine.
That's okay. Like, we don't... It's fine. Just to set that from episode 1. Let's make it clear. We don't need Thrawn. We don't need Ahsoka. But
yeah, I think we'll be blown away by the animation style just in and of itself.
Yeah.
I still can't believe we're basically getting a movie for the first episode. That is just so much content.
A Star Wars movie on Tuesday.
I know. That's crazy. And when is the second one coming out? Is it Friday?
Friday. Yep.
Nice.
And these shows normally drop at 3 p.m. or 3 a.m. Eastern or midnight Pacific on the day. And just a humble ask from your Living Force Bounty Hunt hosts who love you. Please don't spoil it for people. In our Discord community, everyone is really great about using the spoiler tag feature in the Bounty Hunt or in the Bad Batch channels. Please continue to do that. If you're on Twitter and you want to post your Bad Batch thoughts, hashtag Bad Batch, hashtag spoilers. Just like, be considerate of other Star Wars fans, because some people got to work all throughout the day and can't watch till night. Some people are busy and can't watch till the next day. This is a new Star Wars product. Let's let everyone enjoy it as much as they can. And if anything else, follow the official Star Wars Twitter account. Once they put up a character poster of what happened the previous episode, then you can probably talk about it. So, with that, folks, any last thoughts about Bad Batch before Tuesday happens? Star Wars is back, baby.
Yes. May the 4th be with you. Just like it feels like just yesterday the pandemic started, right?
Yeah.
And now we're a year and a half in.
Yep.
Crazy.
We're getting shows, and you know what? This helps.
It is.
The world's on fire.
It is
Star Wars
super.
animation helps.
Yes, it is really. I was gonna say it's really energizing. I think to get more Star Wars shows, like, because I know we're like an expanded universe, like network and stuff, right? So like but I find it like this is what started it all for us, was these movies and the TV shows and the films, and like it's so exciting to be back here again. And like I've said it 1,000 times, but what a time to be a Star Wars fan! Like there's so much new content coming down the pipeline. Like, this is the first time we've pushed Bounty Hunt Live to the public, and we have how many shows did they announce last year? Like 10 or something, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna have time to breathe or have lives or do anything. Like, it's just so much Star Wars, and it's awesome. It's so exciting.
Yeah. Look back at how we talk about the Clone Wars and how we talk about Rebels, and like,
oh my God,
how we talk about when Corey used to be on the show. And, there he is. And no, I mean, think about how fondly we remember all these shows. Like, we could be starting a whole nother adventure like that literally in 2 days. It's incredible.
I cannot wait. And before we get out of here, a little preview for you folks watching us live. Tomorrow night we'll be back, of course, with our normal Living Force show. We are chatting another Star Wars media property. We're going to talk all about Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars show that recently got put on the Disney Plus. We'll talk about our history with it. We'll talk about the difference between obviously that 2D animation style and now where we've gone with season 7 of the Clone Wars and beyond, and kind of talk about some of our fondest memories about it and just have a good old time. So we hope we see you tomorrow night. We hope you enjoy Clone Wars season 7. We will see you in the Discord to chat. We'll see you next weekend for Bounty Hunt. But on that, my friends, that'll do it for this week's episode of Bounty Hunt. Keep your eyes out for our next hunt, and we'll be diving into episodes 1 and 2 of the Bad Batch next weekend. Again, we'll tweet and Discord when that will happen. If you listen, thank you. If you support us on Patreon, thank you as well. If you don't, head over to patreon.com/Youtini to check out all the additional shows and content on the Youtini network. We especially want to thank Cheryl Bell, Patrick Ortiz, and Carl Sander on our Jedi High Council, and Elizabeth Cloutier, Kyle Hickman, Sally and Chris Eilerson, Jason Mitchell, and Freddie C. on our Alliance High Command. Go ahead and tell us your thoughts about the Bad Batch in our Discord community at youtini.com/Discord, and follow the main show at Living Force Pod and all of us individually for our latest thoughts about all things Star Wars at Eric Eilerson, at Doc Star Wars MD, at C. Hanklin, at Boss West. Until next time, Hype Train Bad Batch, let's go! Bye, everybody.